pronate, thumb side down, and then radially deviate so that your thumb is coming this way. So that way. Yeah. So go ahead and relax one more time. So elbows flexed, we make a fist, we pronate, and we radially deviate. Cool. Now the client is primed. Now you place a little bit of downward pressure on their fist and then try to lift your fist up into my hand. So wrist extension. Yeah. This is testing for lateral epicondylitis. And release. If there's lateral epicondylitis, your client is going to describe the pain that they feel at the elbow. So again, you're palpating here. It might be better. Let me show on the other side just so the folks can see. While you're stabilizing, you're also palpating the epicondyle. So one more time. Fist, pronate, radial deviate. If there are symptoms, if there's lateral epicondylitis, your client will complain of pain that they feel here, and you may palpate a little bit of muscular tension. Cool. Okay, medial epicondylitis test. Place the client in passive supination, wrist extension, and slow elbow extension. This one's probably best standing, but for the sake of having time on the table like this and getting through these tests. So, client is flexed, passive supination, passive extension, extend the elbow. Same thing can be done in the standing position. Cool? Okay. Moving up. Cubital tunnel syndrome. So this one's nice because you don't have to do any sort of touching or movement. So you have your client, you're being told that your fly is down.
Uh-oh.
Cut that out. So you have your client relax, go into maximal elbow flexion, yeah? And then maximal supination, so the palms are really gonna rotate, and then maximal wrist extension. And then they hold that for a period of time. If they're really in acute pain, they'll probably be feeling that tingling feeling sooner than later, but the common idea is that they can hold it for up to 3 minutes and see if they're feeling anything. So my advice would be that if you really felt like your client had cubital tunnel syndrome, right, this is happening right over here, they feel that pain, it might be a nerve compression, you're like, okay, great, let's talk a little bit in this position while we discuss your health history or how long these have been going for you. So you're gauging how long they're holding that for, but also they're in the test position. You can kind of suss out, is this what's going on, or may it be something else? Cool. Maximum flexion, maximum supination, maximum wrist extension. This is called the elbow flexion test. Pronator teres test. This one's fun. It's like a handshake. So, your client holds out their arm, and you hold it there, and then you grasp their forearm. They're going to go into pronation, and you are going to resist that. Go for it. Okay, so as they do that, we're creating this isometric contraction of the pronator teres. The pronator teres, thank you, if it is compressing on the nerve, will create that same pattern. So one more time. Client's elbow, and relax your shoulder, relax your elbow, okay, and then rotate into pronation, and I'm going to resist you while you do that. Okay. You hold, and if you recreate their symptoms, recreate that median nerve, yes, if it's the median nerve that's being compressed, they'll feel that sensation along that cutaneous innervation. Cool? Carpal tunnel. For carpal tunnel, we do the Phalen's test. This is another fun one because it also requires no work from you. What you do is you have your client hold the dorsal side of their hands together, begin to flex their elbows so that they go into maximum wrist flexion. They hold that for about a minute. They test positive if you recreate their carpal tunnel symptoms. Okay, so if I was working with you as my client and you said you had carpal tunnel syndrome, I'd say, okay, we're gonna test that out. Go ahead and relax. What you're you're gonna do is place the backs of your hands together and then try to bring your hands up towards your breastbone, maybe up as high as your clavicle, and we're just going to hold that for a minute. Let me know if any of your symptoms are recreated while we do that. Cool. Make sense? Great. And then the clairvoyance. This one's fun. And it's also relatively easy. Let's see. I'm gonna have you sit in this chair facing that way. And then let's take your left hand and come on forward. Oh, we have a very long table. And let's try it this way. I have an idea. No, you're fine. Put your hand up on this. Yeah. Ideally, it's something more like this, like they're resting, but I wanted the camera and I want you all to see. The idea is that the ulnar side of their hand of their forearm is on a table or supported or on something, and the ulnar surface of their hand can deviate in that direction. So this is somebody with de quervans. This is the thumb issue. So the first thing you have them do is hold right here, just hold your wrist there, and then gently let gravity bring your pinky edge down towards the ground for you. And you can move down a little bit more. You're completely relaxing the wrist. Yeah. If someone has like really acute de quervans, they're probably going to feel pain at that point. If they don't, but they're like, but I really am feeling this thumb pain, especially, when I'm playing my game or while I'm working for long periods of time, then you move them into that position for them. So, just a little bit forward. Sorry, I know this isn't perfect, but then you passively move them into ulnar deviation. Even though I'm holding the thumb here, I'm using my other hand to really move into ulnar deviation. All right, if they're like, that's still not quite recreating what I'm experiencing, then you can go to what technically this is the original test, but folks designed it to be a bit more progressive because they were getting a lot of false positives. So the furthest version of this test is to just move the fingers out of the way a little bit and then move the client into a deduction of their thumb or flexion of their thumb. That really should recreate that tension along those tendons of the thumb, and if they feel that, then it's positive for de quervans. Okay? Questions about any of those tests? No? Sense making? Okay. Let's have you, what are you wearing underneath this shirt of yours? No shirt. Okay. Then I'm going to put another sheet on the table and have you take off your shirt. Because when we're treating the forearm and the elbow,